Hey, Rayne, how you doing? Thank you for submitting your work here. I've got your banana document open right here. Let me just reduce that a little bit so that we can fit it in the window. Okay, I think the first thing that we notice is that the letters are really super irregular. As a matter of fact, I'd go as far as saying, I'm not saying that you did this, but it kind of looks like these weren't traced. Rather, they were drawn freehand. If you can see, the reason I say that, Rayne, is because we take a look at the shapes and the configuration of the letter forms, and then we go back to the original document and we take a look, and we can see that they resemble the originals, but they're by no means exact, and they should be. And that indicates that you need to trace these letters and not draw them freehand. So basically what my recommendation would be to do is to print this document out, okay, and then take your tracing paper. And the first thing you want to do is establish a good level baseline. Now those letters need to sit on that baseline, right? And that's the way we get this good level foundation for the letters. Now don't forget the mean line is the X height. It's the line that connects the X height of all the letters. So basically what you want to do is you want to establish accurate baseline, mean line, and cap line. So the way I would do this is as follows. I would just make sure that just draw that first line, make sure it's perfectly level. Then I would take the tracing paper and place it over this paper right here, and so that an A is located right on the baseline. At that point, I would just draw a little dot or a little dash at the top of the A. Then what I would do is I would bring that A and I would move the tracing paper over to this side, place the A there, place another little dot where the top of the A is. Now remember, this is all contingent on that baseline being perfectly level. All right, and another dot up there. You connect those lines and you should have a good level mean line. Make sure that mean line is perfectly parallel with the baseline. Then what you can do is do the same thing. You're not drawing the letters yet, you're just establishing the guides. Then you do the same thing with the cap B to establish the cap line. So just make a little dot on the cap B, then move your paper over so the B is on this side, place it the exact same place that it was for the original B, as far as the relationship to the baseline. Draw another dot up there, connect those, and then you have your cap line. At that point, you have your guides established. You can go ahead and just start with the letter forms. Now again, this should be traced, not drawn freehand, so you need to really pay attention to things like this. Take a look at these variables width strokes. See how it's much thinner down there than it is up here? We don't see that here, right? So, and then the B and N are also not entirely indicative of the way the original typeface letter form works, right, and looks. Okay, so at this point, my recommendation is to really slow down. Just get over into that video. Welcome to week 1 video. I kind of make some clarifications on the banana assignment in terms of how you want to space the letters. At any rate, once you establish that, you want to space your letters based on the formula given. And that is the narrowest space between two curved letter forms, followed by the next widest space between straight and curved letter forms, and then the widest spacing should be between straight letter forms. Okay, now those shouldn't be noticeable differences. They should be very subtle, but they should allow you to adjust the space between the letters in a way that makes it look like the volume between letters is equal. Okay, so disregard this open counter right here, and just imagine this space right here from the mean line to the baseline. Imagine pouring water in there, and again, just pretend that's not there, that part right there. Just pretend that comes right down here. Okay, and then what you want to do is make sure that water fills at the same level in each of these areas between the letter forms. And again, anything with an open counter you can disregard. But what you want to make sure, so this would be closer together. Why? Because it's got more surface area, right? So in order to establish consistent volume, you would reduce that surface area and increase that surface area. That's the reasoning behind that formula I gave you of being the closest kerning being between two curves, followed by a curve and a straight, and then the widest between two straights. Okay, so, and then don't forget craft counts here, so you want to be as neat and meticulous as possible. Okay, Rayne, at this point, I think the most important thing is to let me know if you have any questions regarding anything, the technique, rules for kerning, etc. But I would like you to see those I would like to see those comments addressed in your final submission due Sunday. All right. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. Thanks, Rayne.